What's up, everybody? And for those who don't know me, my name is Cesar. I'm a Santa Barbara resident of California, and I've been struggling with injuries and false imprisonment charges with penalty fines of over $9,000 for failure to appear at my civil trial. But the reason I didn't appear was because I was arrested by the child services for failure to pay child support while I was injured. And so I'm out here. I've spoken in front of the city council. I've spoken in front of the Santa Barbara supervisors, the board members, and it's all the same. It feels like they don't care about the people, that they only care about themselves, and they're not willing to give out any funds unless it's to themselves. With that being said, I'll let you hear what I had to say.
My name is Cesar Peralta, and I'm a born resident and citizen of Santa Barbara, California. I would like the city leaders to consider reevaluating a corrupt tyrant act done against me on August 15, 2023. I was arrested while innocent and charged with disobeying court orders, then withheld from attending my civil lawsuit versus Dr. Romero. I was denied the right to introduce evidence, arrested with a no bail order, then charged $9,000 for failing to appear at my civil trial conferences. My public defender, Susan Sindelar, had changed my court date and time at the last minute, and nobody showed up to my trial. I was then arrested and denied the right to introduce evidence as to why I couldn't pay child support. And at the time, I was suffering from a separated shoulder, AC joint, and ring and scapula with the long thoracic nerve damage, plus lower back and rib pain. But the courts and representatives acted like it was in the best interest of my child to separate me from my child and arrest me for failing to pay child support. And Madeline Orr, I was told that $12,500 was the max the city can do for my false arrest, even though it forced me out of a disability hearing, medical treatment, and a $250,000 civil lawsuit versus Dr. Romero. I explained I was still in pain and I was being charged $9,000 for failing my conference when I was arrested, but I was told again that it's all the city can do for me, take it or leave it. And so after 3 years of asking for attorneys for help and then filing my own complaint, I was forced to settle my complaint for the false arrest for $12,500. That's the max they can do for me. Then there's nothing I can do but accept the settlement. I later found out it was a lie because just recently the city leaders approved a $50,000 pay increase for themselves just to be at median pay.
So as you can see, they were able to pay themselves $50,000 more each per year. But they didn't want to, or they haven't even responded back to my emails about reevaluating the $12,500 that Madeline Orr. She swore that that's all they could do, but I don't understand. I don't even think it was her duties to act as a litigator. And for that reason, I want them to reevaluate my case because, they owe me a lot, The $9,000 in fee should have been included in my complaint or in my settlement because my public defender caused that fee. And the reason I came to the county Santa Barbara Board of Supervisors is because the risk management team of Santa Barbara is just one level below them. Like literally, it's on the first floor of the city hall, and the city board members are in charge of the city hall. So with that being said, I'm hoping for justice and honest representation. No fake tyranny, no corruption, none of that. I need real help. Maybe it's not as corrupt as I think, Maybe I'm just not talking to the right people. So with that being said, let's go out there and see if we can get our point across, because this is corruption. All right, what's up, everybody? So I'm outside right here in Anacapa Street in Santa Barbara, and right behind me is an assembly congressperson for District 37. And I'm going to go ahead and ask him, see what he can do about my situation, because I was arrested while innocent and I had proof of my injuries. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I could talk to him. He said there's going to be an open office for everybody to come up to him and talk to him. So that's what I'm going to do, see what happens. Wish me luck, but I'm going to go talk to him real quick. All right, I made it. I'm here. I just need to get their attention now, so it might take a while. Let me fast forward it until we hit contact, and we'll start from there. Hey, good. I just wanted to meet Mr. Greg Hart. Yeah, I just a little I had a little problem that I needed to speak to them about, and I did so. I didn't want to bore everybody with the whole contact, so I had stopped recording as soon as he contacted me or approached me and we started talking. But I did manage to tell him. He took a picture of my injuries and my photos, my x-rays, and for the most part I thought he was gonna help me out. But long story short, it's outside his jurisdiction or his office, his cubicle, and he really couldn't do anything for me. So with that being said, I do get hungry and I do need to go out and eat, and that does cost money. But with that being said, I went down to Rusty's for the lunch special. It only cost me $11. I went with my brother. He actually spotted me. So I'm glad I have a brother, or else I'd be struggling it hard. But this is what Rusty's looks like in Santa Barbara. They're pretty cool. Come check it out. And these games are cool and all, but you don't really win any cool prizes with these. I'm still trying to get into a real poker tournament or get sponsored. And with that being said, I'm not going to play poker on this vlog for today. But coming up on November 30th, there is going to be a tournament and main event for $10,000 guaranteed at clubspoker.com. And thanks everybody for supporting me. If you guys see the link below, whoever used my link, I was surprised that I have $100 in free bonus play. So I will have the opportunity to play this poker tournament and hopefully make some money because, I really need it. And once again, if you guys want to see the code down there, if you guys type that in, you get free $20. If you put in that code and deposit $20, you get an extra $20. And so for everybody who's been doing that for me, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I was $100 in my account today, and I'm happy, because I really needed it, and I'm hoping to win this tournament. So once again, I'm just gonna give you guys a close-up of what my x-rays look like, and those are accurate dates. I got all my x-rays off a CD from Pueblo Radiology. And as you can see, I have a separated AC joint that was caused by the surgery. But yeah, the doctors were never held accountable. I was arrested. I was held for 40 days without bail. Basically, they forced me out of my trial. I couldn't bail out because they said a no bail order was issued, and they forced me out of it. I don't know if they did it on purpose. I don't know if they had a side deal, but that's corruption, and they need to be arrested if they had a side deal going on, under the table type of thing. Then that's corruption at its highest, and that's obstruction of justice. It's a criminal act. Like that needs to be addressed. What I did for my daughter, because I couldn't pay, it was because I had a separated shoulder, wing, and scapula, and a nerve damage caused by Dr. Proctor in 2019. So from 2019 till now, that's why I couldn't pay. That's not an excuse. That's reality. I don't know what the commissioner, what the courts, the family law, I don't know what the reasoning is behind my arrest, when my daughter needs money. And for the past 7 years, David Collins has made, exactly $1 million off my daughter. So, if he's not working on my case and not working on her daughter's case, I don't know what he's doing. If he has a bunch of cases on continuum, I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to get on it. So today is September 16, 2025, and I'm outside the library, and check this out. That's dangerous. I shouldn't be out there like that. Right outside the courthouse, right by the bus. I don't want to touch it. It's not mine. Just letting everybody know, careful. There's people out here that use, I guess. I wouldn't doubt if it's one of these people, public defender, the commissioner, the attorney, the district attorney, or the Santa Barbara city representative. It could be any one of those people's drugs. And for the people who don't know what the agenda looks like for the supervisors, this week, September 15th to September 21st, it looks like Supervisor Laura Capps wanted to adopt a resolution to make it Diaper Awareness Week. But yeah, as you can see, they have a bunch of things that are on the table that are completely unnecessary. And I believe they should reevaluate my case because they are in charge of the Santa Barbara risk management team that is on the first floor. And they need to address what they did to me. It's corruption at its highest. and I'm not messing around. All right, so I'm still out here outside the city hall. They have their board meeting right now upstairs on the fourth floor. It already started. So it's kind of pointless of me going in with my signs, it's just going to interrupt the meeting. I'm going to look like a fool, But next time, definitely. I thought it started at 10, so I got here at 9. I got here like at 8:58 actually, and I had already like people were going in. Everybody's already starting. So next time, definitely I'm gonna be here early. I'm gonna be here like at 8:30, maybe 8 o'clock. With that being said, I'm not gonna bother him today. Today's Mexican Independence Day. I never got any representation. Like I said, I was pushed to the LRC to do it myself, and then when it got time to it, they just dismissed it. They didn't want to hear it, and to me, that's fake. I thought America was better than that. I thought there was a due process. I thought everybody was treated fairly and equally, but I'm starting to see that it's not the case. There's a lot of white people benefiting off my daughter, and it's racist. What's up, everybody? So it's September 16. I'm back outside the district attorney's office, and I'm pretty sure they see me. You guys see me? Can you guys see me? Pretty sure they see me. Basically, I was out here the first time. I think it was about a year ago. A detective came out. He wanted to know what I was doing, what I was protesting. I let him know. I showed him everything. He seen it. He said that I should do like get a civil lawyer, I think is what he said, or for compensation or something like that. But I mean, it's already been 2019 was when they injured my shoulder. There's a statute of limitation towards the original doctor. The secondary opinion doctor, I filed a lawsuit against him for delaying that time and causing that statute of limitation and falsifying medical documents. And then it got dismissed when I got arrested from family law. So basically, everybody's saying there's nothing they could do for me. My shoulder's permanently damaged. And to this day, there's too many white people benefiting off my daughter, off my pain and suffering, and off my daughter's needs. And by that I mean Dr. Proctor, Dr. Romero, Dr. Moore, Dr. Common, Dr. Reamer, Dr. Burgoyne, Dr. Dunbar, Jeffrey Gardner, physician Polly, physician Holly, Commissioner Michael Foley, Commissioner Carol Hubner, Public Defender Susan Sendler, DCSS Attorney David Williams Collins, DCSS Manager Jennifer, DCSS Caseworker Alicia. For the past 7 years, they made $1 million off my daughter's case, but they created a false arrest. I was arrested while injured, and they have done nothing for me. They have done nothing for the people. And to me, I think that's a little, discrimination, if not racist, because, in my case, they were all white. There's white people benefiting off of my daughter, and they're not doing anything for her. I don't understand how one DCSS attorney can make $1 million this past 7 years, but get nothing done for my daughter's case, To me, that makes no sense. That's corruption. There's tyranny at its highest, and a lot of people need to get arrested, not just me. If they're going to follow the same ruling for arresting me, failing my duties as a father while I was injured, then there should be a lot of arrests, because there's a lot of corruption being going on, a lot of fakes, a lot of lies, and coming from representatives, and it shouldn't be like that in the United States. The county jail has to get money to keep the inmate alive. So they found a way to give the county credits. They found a way to give the DCSS attorney credits. They found a way to give everybody who's involved in my daughter's case credits except for me, and they arrested me while I was injured. To me, that's racist, I don't know. There's no other way to say it. There's a lot of evidence that that I wanted to present. They didn't allow me to present it. I think it is because I'm Mexican, and they want control over us. The white people want control over the Mexicans. They want to enslave us for no reason, and they want to benefit off of us. And that's exactly what they're doing in my case. And the district attorney, he knows it. He should know it. The detective, he should know about it. And this is bullshit. This is America. This is 2025, and everybody wants justice. The people want justice. We want integrity in the law. If it's going to be applied, apply it fairly, apply it equally. Don't be choosing who you want to apply the law to. If it's going to be applied, it's going to be applied fairly. Got it. Yeah, babies. My points. Alright, if you're wondering why I'm so excited, it's because it is rare for anybody to win off their $10 free play at the Chew Match. So every time I come up here to pick up my gifts, because we get a gift every week, and I don't go every week because sometimes the gifts aren't too good. But in rare occasions, like I'll hit a good bonus on my $10 free play, and I'm so excited right now because I was like, hell yeah, I didn't have any money. I just came to pick up the gift, and now I might have some money. So let's check it out. And
Ooh, yes.
look at that.
Yeah,
This one now?
now the big phone. Big phone. Big phone.
Here it comes, baby. Big time in it now.
Wow.
Big time in it.
Yes. Wow.
Big time in it. Oh, snap.
Ooh, this is good. Come on. Come on. Got this.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
This shit is the one I use for jail. Come on, baby. Damn it. Immaculate. Whatever that means. People be using that a lot on TikTok. Immaculate. Immaculates.
Can you say this one next?
Immaculates. Yeah, baby. All right, it's a nice pickup. And what can I do with $28, you think? Well, I can have a nice breakfast with my family here at IHOP. And check this out, fish and chips, pancakes, French toast, eggs, sausage. I think I seen bacon, orange juice, more French toast. And boom, breakfast plate. That big, baby. Yeah, I hope it's enough because all I got is $28. Holy shit, it's not enough. Oh, at least I gotta pay for my meal, I guess. Damn it. I thought I had everybody covered. Well, that's Santa Barbara for you. With that being said, I can't give up. I gotta continue to come out here at the city hall, at the courthouse, and try to get one of these people to look at my evidence and do the right thing. Because if they don't want to do any work, then nothing's gonna be done for the people. Because these people are public servants. They're supposed to help the people and not help themselves. So with that being said, I'm gonna be out here one more day, see what I can do. And apparently, the only way to grab the city mayor's and the board of supervisors' attention is to create a union or a traffic or a crowd, a riot. Because look at this. This is one of the events that caused one of the board members to come down and speak. And then there was another event done by the high schoolers who walked out of high school and they were protesting outside. And again, one of the supervisors came down and spoke with them. But since last year, I've called each and every supervisor, city council, so they can meet with me, and nobody has responded back. So I don't know why they have their emails up on their County of Santa Barbara, the website. I don't know why they have their emails up there if they're not going to respond, you know. I don't know why they have it. You know, I don't know why they have their emails up there if they're not going to respond to the people. You know, that's very unprofessional. But with that being said, this is what has to be done to get their attention. You know, you got to get a bunch of people to riot or group up together and speak about this corruption. And speaking about people, I did go to the KETY news agency, and I believe that's the anchorman right there. It seems like he only comes out when there's groups out. But I tried speaking with him and his coworkers, and his coworker gave me a fake email about my case, and it never went through. So these guys are corrupt too. They're bastards. And I don't know what he's chewing on, but it looks a little weird. So on this day, this particular group decided to go enter the public meeting room where the supervisors were holding a meeting, and they went in there before it started. So I decided to record and let you see what that looked like. All right, so past those doors, you see that desk over there? That's the register sign-in sheet, I guess. So all the people who want to talk. And this is what the room looks like. And those are the board supervisors of Santa Barbara. Up there right in the back, that's Caps, and that's Levino, I believe. But there's a couple there that haven't arrived yet, a little late. But this is the public meeting room of Santa Barbara at the City Hall. And I'm not going to stay here because I already spoke to them, but I need to speak to them in private, and I need them to take it serious because what they did to me is corrupt. It's a form of tyranny, and, there's no justice behind it. I was injured. They arrested me while I was injured. I suffered through permanent damages, because of that cement bed that they put me in. And, they told me $12,500 was all they can do, but they charged me $9,000 in court fees. So to me, that's corruption. They should have had that covered. I'm not going to pay for it. And, I don't know if they're going to try to arrest me again, but it's going to be big problems from now on. And there's Roy Lee, another guy who I've contacted, and he never emailed me back, not even a courtesy call, nothing. I asked to speak with them and have a meeting with them, and, he never responded. So I don't know why they have their emails up there in the county website, the Santa Barbara County website, if they're not going to respond to people. But to me, I feel like there are a lot of fake representatives in Santa Barbara. And again, those are the Santa Barbara County Supervisors, Board of Supervisors, and I do believe they have some type of pool or enforcement over the risk management team that is on the first floor, because these guys are the board member supervisors. The risk management team fucked up, and these guys need to address it. It has a big stamp, it has a Santa Barbara County stamp on my settlement, but it is done corruptly, it was done maliciously, and I now owe for their mistake. I owe $9,000 for my public defender's mistake. So with that being said, this is the day that this union came and protest, and then came the students' turn to protest. So as you can see, this brought a lot of attention, and it forced one of the board member supervisors to come down and speak in front of this crowd. So I'm thinking that's what I have to do too. If they don't want to speak to me in private, my problems need to be addressed, because it's not my fault. I was injured. I was arrested under false imprisonment charges, and I'm being fined $9,000 for my public defender's mistake. I had a civil lawsuit I needed to attend to. She didn't care. I was arrested and forced with no bail order and forced to miss my civil lawsuit, and it did nothing for my daughter, it did nothing for her mother, it did nothing for me, but it gave the county, the representatives, and everybody who's representing the law, the county of Santa Barbara, it gave them credits. It gave them a total of $1 million since the day of my surgery, and this type of acts do nothing for the families of Santa Barbara. So with that being said, this is why I'm out here, this is why I'm protesting, and thank you guys for watching. I'll put more poker videos in the next video, promise, more food, more poker, and thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.